What is up, guys? Welcome, Crypto FUD. And let's jump right into this. What is going on, guys? How's everybody doing today? RC, what's going on? Owen, Lutz, Gina, what's going on, girl? Manny, what's going on? And I do have the, I got the tea going, as you guys can see. All right, let's get this going. I don't have a lot of time tonight, and I want to cover a lot of things. Make sure before we even get going right now, it takes 2 seconds. Hit the like right now. Let's get going. Let's see here. Look up Gigi taking off today. We'll check it out. Just remind me, bro, because we're going to cover the show, and then we'll jump right into DeFi, whatever you guys want. So if you guys ask something about a question and I'm in the middle of going through the show and I don't cover it, it's not that I don't want to. I don't see it. So just keep asking me. But I got you, bro. But what is going on, Larry? Manny, what's going on? Flip, let's jump right into this, guys. So I hope you guys had a great Thursday. I'm like, what is today? Today's Thursday. I hope you guys had a great day today. What the hell is going on with the market? Is the market crash over? Let's find out. Well, obviously, we can see looking at the charts for today, Bitcoin right now is sitting at around 65,000, about 65,000 even. It has literally been doing this all day today. Right now, we're looking at the daily chart, right? The reason why I wanted to pull up the daily chart because there was a couple things that I wanted to point out to you guys. First is you guys can see that we have our support and resistance levels right here. We've had these levels for a while. We just so happenly fell inside this channel. And you can see we literally have been just getting basically finding some support. We are breaking below, but you can see we pretty much been staying above this 64.9 for a majority of the day, bouncing. But when we run up, and it looks like this morning we were running up, it looked like we were finally doing really well. Alts have been doing a lot better. We run up and we hit our head exactly on this resistance level, telling us that it is not time for us that we're going to be running right now. So I wanted to cover that, but another thing that I wanted to cover is it looks like we're having some kind of a little, there's going to be, I don't know if they consider this like a death cross, but you can see that we have the 50 and the 100-day about to cross over and not to the good side. So there might be somewhat of a red candle that forms if this does cross over, which is pretty much inevitable is what it looks like. So that's another thing that's giving me indicators that we aren't out of the woods yet, people. And there might be, like I keep telling you guys, there might be a little bit more downside to come for these next few days, maybe next few weeks. Who knows? But like I told you guys, at the end of the day, to me personally, I'm embracing the dips, and I'm taking advantage of a lot of this price action for a lot of projects for across the board. So looking at Solana, you guys can see Solana right now at 134 broke down earlier to about 131, almost pretty much 132. Had that double drop right there and formed a little bit of a W pattern. Nice little run up and getting rejected right at the 200-day SMA. This is on the 5 minutes, so this is zoomed in on Solana. I've been kind of watching it real heavily because I am watching to see if we are going to come back and exactly test this 200-day. This is our actual 200-day, not the SMA smooth moving average, or I'm sorry, simple moving average. This is your average. This is your actual 200-day moving average, and you can see we did break below, bounce off this support level, but you can see we did retest it again and basically bounced off of it. So kind of been waiting. It looked like we were going to test it this morning earlier, but we didn't get all the way down to it. The 200-day for right now is at around 131.62. So we got very, very close, but did not touch it. And I'm kind of just waiting to see if we are going to come back and retest it and if it's going to hold. If it doesn't, then I'm preparing for some kind of a breakdown on Solana particularly, and just basically going to start shopping is pretty much what it is. So let's see here. Red Rum, what's going on? Larry said Solana, of course. Yeah, just like I said, just remind me. Philly said yo. Yeah, that's pretty much what it is, bro. We're up and we're down. We're up and we're down, but we're not really, it's not like we're like running up to 70K and then dropping back. We're staying in this real close, tight knit price range for Bitcoin particularly, which is kind of, I always tell you guys, when we trade in those tight ranges, we're usually setting up for something, right? Is it going to be towards the up? Is it going to be towards the downside? If I had to bet right now, if someone was like, listen, right now, what do you think the market's going to do when we do see a breakout? Is it going to be towards the up or the down? I honestly would probably say that we're most likely going to come down and retest some certain levels. I think it's healthy, and we need to see Bitcoin possibly drop down to 60K, 59K again. I think that's going to be a healthy move in the short term, particularly because that's going to give us a lot of momentum for us to really start running up and let those buyers start to come in and take over the sellers. So let's see here. Red Rum says the exact opposite. He said Bitcoin needs to skyrocket. It will, bro. It will. Red Rum said this is so boring. Bro, I understand, man. You got to understand. Listen, with crypto, we all have this ADD mindset where it's just like we need price action at all times, right? So when we get in these certain spots where we're kind of just sitting around in these real tight ranges, it's like we're like, oh my God, and people start getting antsy and selling for losses. And it's like, why do that when you know in 2 weeks from now, a month from now, maybe tomorrow we're gonna start running and you're freaking selling for a loss and you're gonna buy right back in at a higher price? Why do that? I understand you're bored, but dude, just have patience. What do I always tell you guys? Patience is key. It really is. Looking at the bubbles right now, you can see a mixed market. Majority of it actually is in the green for today. And you can see there are a couple projects that are in the red. Jasmy, again, down 5%. What the hell is going on with Jasmy? You can see the ZK is down another 11%. I told you guys to beware with this project. It had a little bit, not a little bit, but it had some sell pressure that it definitely needs to take care of, given that they just had a massive airdrop. The project just dropped. You're always going to see this with these projects. 99% of the time, you're going to see a big move towards the downside whenever there's real big airdrops. People are going to sell off, hoping that we can come bottom out. And I bet you a lot of those people that are selling off are probably going to buy right back in, but at a cheaper price. So that's why I tell you guys, just beware on that project. If you are looking to jump in, have patience. Patience is going to be the key word for today. But have patience, because I guarantee from when ZK started to where it is right now, it's probably a great price range. And let's pull that up real quick. I'm always curious to see ZK. They're at 19 cents for right now. They've dropped down $100 million since the last time we've looked at them. You can see, let me zoom out real quick. So you can see it's respecting that support level that we've set down. Look at that. Pretty much respecting. It's bounced multiple times, and look where it's pretty much bouncing. So what I said the other day was anything below this 19 cent mark, like this was a move right here. This was a move right here if you were able to catch this bottom, because you can see it's already starting to move up. But is it over with? Is the sell pressure over with? Possibly. You know, I always give it a few weeks. It's only been a few days. I usually give it a few weeks for these projects to really kind of get everything situated and let all that sell pressure from those from the pre-sales or the airdrops, all that good stuff, to kind of just dwindle out. And then you'll start seeing if the project's good, like Jupiter, it'll start moving back up. And Jupiter had a fast recovery, faster than expected. I was anticipating that it was going to sit there for a while around that 45 cent mark, and it jumped up to $1 within like weeks. So, but yeah, you guys can see for the most part, we are technically a mixed kind of breed right now. I would say majority of the market is doing fairly well, you know, given that a lot of the altcoins were beat down the other day, right? Looking at Bitcoin's dominance, something we've been really focusing on the last like week, in Bitcoin's dominance right now, 54.1, down even more. You guys remember just 3 days ago, Bitcoin's dominance was sitting at almost 55%, 54.9 it got up to, and you can see it's dropped down almost a whole percent in the last few days. So that is, you know, to me, that's a good sign. Obviously, we don't want to see Bitcoin's dominance going too high, because what that tells you is that a lot of people are moving from altcoins over to Bitcoin, right? We saw that a few days ago. Now we're starting to see a lot of the altcoins are starting to recover. Well, what do you think this is? Do you think this is all new buyers coming in? Absolutely not. 99% of that is probably going to be people that are moving their funds from Bitcoin now back over to the alts, because they're like, all right, everything's good. Bitcoin's not going to crash. These people are like, you know, they're wishy-washy. You know, they're like, they get scared and they either move everything over to USDC or they move it over to Bitcoin, which I don't blame them in a way, because when we were for Solana, when we were over back, let me zoom out a little bit on Solana. I'm like, have it all zoomed in. But when we were, I told you guys this, I did this. When we were back in Solana, it was back this right around here. I had something telling me. I was like, you know what? Let me move a lot of my Solana over to USDC back when it was at like 175. And I'm very happy that I did that because you can see, obviously, I can buy back on Solana and get a freaking $40 discount per Solana, right? Which is basically, we mapped it out yesterday. It was like a 22% discount on the Solana that I can just use the same liquidity that I had, but now I'm going to get 20% more of Solana. That's why I've been very focused on watching what Solana is doing right now and kind of hoping that it will break below this 200A because obviously I want as much Solana as I can. I'm very bullish on Solana and I want to accumulate as much Solana as I possibly can. So that's my story and I'm sticking to it, guys. If you haven't already, make sure you guys slap that like. And let's see here. Adam, what's going on? Soldier Art, NFK to the moon. Troy, he said he's here. Let's see here. Kinnemir, what's going on? Rosala said hola. Or, yeah, hola. I lost a lot of leverage. I quit until I get payday this week. Only soup. Oh, you know what? I told you guys this too, bro. Like a day like today, I stay away from, or not even a day like today, a week that we're in right now, this last 2 weeks, I've been staying away from leverage trading. I really have. You would think, well, Crip, it's so easy, just short the market. It's not that simple because, you know, each time that you try to go and short the market, there's a little bit of a bounce up and you can easily get liquidated depending on how much leverage you're using, right? Every time you go to short the market, unless you catch one of these tops, which you easily can, right? But I mean, you have to really play this thing smart. And right now, it's just the way the market has been running. It's just, to me, it's not worth it. It honestly is not worth it in my opinion. That I've been more focused on getting into good positions, taking advantage of this dip instead of trying to leverage trade, particularly just because, like I said, the market is just too wishy-washy. And right now, like I said, we can wake up tomorrow and Bitcoin's right back up to $69,000, $70,000, right? I don't want to sit here and open up a short and be losing sleep all over it or have to open up a stop loss and all this crap. I would rather just eat up these dips, get good positions, and let everything play itself out. Kind of being that boring trader, but you know what? It's a little bit more simple to do that, and it's less time consuming. Me having to just literally watch the charts and make sure and wake up when I have leverage trade open while I'm sleeping. I'm waking up every freaking 2 hours checking to see what the hell is going on. I don't care if I have a stop loss or, you know, take profit or whatever the hell. I'm literally watching it like every 2 hours I'm waking up. So can't sleep when I have leverage trade. Can't do it. Flip, what's going on, bro? Thank you so much for the $10 super chat. All right, let's just jump into some charts. My boy Flip. Let's see here. So he said Billy on Solana. Let's see here. Billy on Solana. Let's jump in on that. Oh, wait. Billy on Solana. Anna, please. Are those two projects, or are we just talking about Billy on Solana? We'll jump into some NFK here in a second, too. Oh, Billy's the one with the cute little dog, right? Look at that little face, guys. Look at that. Reminds me of my little puppy. When I went and rescued her, that's what she looked like. She looked at me like that. I was like, I got to take her home. I was like, I can't sit here and let her. You're coming home with me. And that's what happened. So flip. Let's check this out. So Billy on Solana, $47 million market cap, $1.3 million liquidity. Obviously, we already know the numbers check out for this project. The trend broke, though. The trend broke from the last time we were talking. If I remember, this was just yesterday. We can obviously see, and this was actually from earlier today, you can see the trend obviously broke down, right? And you can see that we did find some support around this 618 for now. So I'm not saying that the project's over with and it's heading back down to the downside. Nothing like that. But this 618 is going to be that line in the sand that it definitely needs to hold for this thing to really stay bullish for right now. Obviously, you guys know 382 and the 236 are usually my, you know, those are like, as long as they stay above the 236 to 382, I'm like, all right, this thing's perfectly fine. It broke below each one of those and breaking below the 0.5, finding support at 618. So I have to say, this is the line in the sand right here at around the 3.3 cents. This has to hold, bro. If it doesn't hold, then you're going to be talking about breaking down probably towards the 786 or back down towards these levels. So two different scenarios. Obviously, if it does break down to those levels, could be a good spot for you to accumulate if you're down on the project, if this is long term. If not, if you're up right now, this is that sticky situation where it's kind of like, do you take or do you sell right now and possibly wait to reposition yourself, or do you just hold for the long term? And even in DeFi, long term is like a few days of holding this project, right? So are you going to hold, and hope that this thing is going to find that support at the 618? It is back above the 0.5. So you can see it found that support at the 618. It is above the 0.5. So, I mean, it is technically starting to try to make its way towards the upside. So I guess what I would say is, for right now, I would be waiting to see what's going on. If we can break above this 382, which is going to be at around the 5.4 cents, I would say you're probably going to start running up again. If it doesn't and it breaks this 0.5, retesting this 618, it's already tested it multiple times. I'd be a little worried that the 618 is not going to hold and you might be breaking down. So those are my two scenarios that I would have. Keep an eye on it. You definitely want to see this thing come back and start retesting the 382. It already has tested it basically twice and it got rejected. I think one more good time and this could probably break above. So, but good luck with that, bro. And I appreciate the $10 super chat supporting the channel, dude. I really do. Gina said, is it true when crypto is running, regular stocks can be down and vice versa? I mean, for right now, it's been like that. If you really look at the crypto market versus the actual stock market today, actually the SPX and the Nasdaq are technically down slightly. You can see, I mean, the last few days, yesterday was a holiday, but Monday, Tuesday, they were running. Bitcoin was down, and the stock market wasn't doing bad at all. Dow Jones is still technically up. The VIX, the DXY, which is the dollar, is up technically right now. So the stock market hasn't been doing bad. We used to be on basically this parallel kind of move where what the stock market did, crypto pretty much did. But in the last year, we've kind of broken away from that, even though you can say both have been doing really well. The stock market has been making highs. Bitcoin has been making highs. But in the short term frame, if you look at it, like this last week or two, Bitcoin has been down. Stock market has technically been up. So they have broke away. So right now, I would agree with that statement. But normally the markets kind of go intertwined with themselves a lot of times, meaning they kind of go together in parallel. If the the feds come out and they're like, we're going to reduce rates, you better believe that both markets are going to be running up, and then vice versa. If they say we're going to start increasing rates, which are not going to do that, but when they did do that, both markets were going down together. So in those times, you're going to see the markets running together, but in times like this, they're going to kind of do their own things for the most part until some macro news come out or something with the economy. Then they usually will get on track with each other briefly. I hope that answers your question. No problem, Flip. Owen said, can you check Caspa? Yeah, let's check it out. You guys jumped off real quick with the can you check? I had this whole show planned out, and now I'm looking up all these projects. I'm just kidding. No worries. But if you guys can do me a big favor, right? Make sure, if you haven't already, slap the like. Hit the like. So Caspa. I guess all my charts are zoomed in right now for whatever reason. Dude, how long do I have to zoom out for? All right, so Caspa. Caspa honestly doesn't look bad at all. When you really zoom out, you can see the trend is pointing towards the up, right? You can see obviously the trend is your friend, and it's just moving up towards the upside, obviously, right? Making higher lows each time, and it's making higher highs, right? It just came off of a all-time high just recently at the beginning of this month. Obviously, it has retraced with the whole market. Now, a couple things. It did break below the 236. 236 is going to be somewhere around that 14.7 cents. You can see it did break below, but it's literally right under it. It's still above the 382. I'm sorry, this is the hold on here. I'm all confused. Yeah, the 236, the 382, it is well above the 382. and you can see it's still sitting well above the trend line. So this thing actually has room to come down and still be bullish as far as this trend. So I mean, the charts look good. This is probably one of the projects that will pull up right now, and it doesn't look like it's been beat down too bad, right, in the last like week or two. So that's pretty bullish, looks pretty strong. And just looking at the chart, this thing has been running and it's been nonstop. You've had little cool off periods, but I mean, like I said, higher highs and higher lows it continues to make. So with that recipe right there, I wouldn't be surprised if you continue to stay on that track as long as the market is staying healthy, right? If we do see a retracement in Bitcoin, and I mean, what we've seen really hasn't been much. We're still technically around 65. I'm talking about if we break below 60K, then you're going to probably see projects like Caspa that's been doing really well holding. You might see them start to break down just because of the whole market's not doing good. So we aren't there yet. So for right now, I'd say that Caspa looks pretty damn bullish compared to a lot of projects. What's going on, BP? That's Hype Man right there. Troy said, slap the like and slap your mom. Bro, what? I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding, man. So we got the articles. We got articles set up. Let's jump into some stuff real quick. Let me see here. All right. All right. So Michael Saylor, MicroStrategy acquires 11.9 thousand more Bitcoin for $786 million. Now you hear something like that, almost $1 billion in Bitcoin just bought up. Why the hell haven't we bounced like crazy? Well, you have to remember when these guys buy Bitcoin, they're not going on to Coinbase and just buying $786 million at one time, right? They're usually buying it through OTC, through Coinbase or through Binance or whoever the hell, or sometimes it's multiple sources that they're buying up, but they're buying it through, like I said, OTC, right? So they're not going to necessarily buy directly from the market. They're going to buy from what Coinbase has in their wallet. They're going to be selling it, and it's usually for a little bit better of a price because they're buying in at such a bulk. But in the long end, on the flip side, you're going to see Coinbase is going to need to probably acquire more Bitcoin because they just sold a lot out of their bag, right? They need to make sure that they're holding a lot. So in the back end, you will see that this will actually trickle into the market, as far as buys and stuff like that. But it's not going to be that one shot of $786 million all at once. So let's see here. So the company now holds 226,331 Bitcoin, worth just shy of $15 million freaking dollars. That's crazy. NASDAQ listed software firm MicroStrategy, the largest corporate holder of Bitcoin, has acquired another 11,931 Bitcoin for $786 million. Led by executive chairman Michael Saylor, the company as of the end of April held 214,400 Bitcoin. The latest acquisition brings the company's total to around 226,331 tokens, worth just under $15 billion at Bitcoin's current price, roughly at 66,000. The company's Bitcoins were purchased in an average price of 36,798 each, or roughly 8.33 million. What's crazy is so you can see they've spent technically about $8 billion, but they're worth $15 billion, which he's already pretty much 2x'd on his on the company's portfolio, right? And what I was going to say, what's crazy is Michael Saylor, if you guys remember during the bear market, Michael Saylor was buying in at like 40,000, right? His initial first buy-ins years ago was back in like 2021. He started acquiring Bitcoin, and he was buying in at $40-something thousand, right? He was able to take advantage of the dip when we dropped down, when Bitcoin dropped all the way down to 15K, which is crazy. Say that in your head. Bitcoin just a year and a half ago, 2 years ago, was at $15,000, guys. Just take that in. Understand how much we've moved in the last year and a half. But what I'm getting to is he was able to bring his average down to around 36,800, right? So I mean, he technically, he got in at a decent price, but when he was buying in at around 40,000, people were like, "Oh my god!" I'm talking about like big analysts, big corporations, like people like Jamie Dimon and all these losers that are all pro gold and stuff like that are like, "Oh my god, this guy's buying in Bitcoin at 40K, he's gonna get wrecked." And you know what? It did look risky because if you guys remember, they were like, "Man, he had a certain point where he was gonna get liquidated at around $20,000 per Bitcoin, where he was gonna I think default on a lot of his loans or whatever the case was, what it was, but it wasn't looking good." But we ended up pulling through, and now look at it. Now the guy's pretty much doubled his money, and you're not talking about doubling $500. You're talking about doubling $8 billion. So who the hell looks dumb? This guy or stupid ass, excuse my language, like Jamie Dimon, that absolutely is another person that absolutely hates crypto, right? That's always screaming crypto's a scam. And you can see that when he was doing this buys or making these buys, he had all these people criticizing. And this is when we're at 66,000. Imagine when we were at 74,000, his portfolio was probably close to $20 billion, guys. So I mean, the guy's been just slowly but surely accumulating, and he tells you, he's like, we're holding long term. Obviously, we're going to take profits, but for the most part, the bulk of this Bitcoin is really just a foundation for the company. They used to hold a lot for MicroStrategy. They would hold a lot of different assets. Now he literally just holds Bitcoin. What's crazy, and he's a publicly traded stock as well. So Saylor and MicroStrategy started accumulating the largest and oldest cryptocurrency in 2020. Was just saying this. I said 2021, and since have attempted to spearhead a movement and adopt Bitcoin as a reserve asset for other corporate treasuries. While a handful of companies have added modest amounts of Bitcoin to their balance sheet, a particular note and U.S. listed similar scientific SMLR, which over the past 3 weeks has not only added Bitcoin as a relatively sizable treasury asset, but in similar fashion to MicroStrategy is attempting to tap capital markets to buy Bitcoin in amounts far larger than what its currently market cap might indicate. MicroStrategy shares have risen. So remember, this is a publicly traded stock as well. So as Bitcoin goes up, their portfolio goes up, their stocks are moving up as well, right? So MicroStrategy shares have risen roughly tenfold since the firm's Bitcoin purchases began 4 years ago. Similar shares are higher by more than 60% since the company's disclosed its first Bitcoin buys in late May. Last week, brokerage firm Bernstein indicated, coverage of MicroStrategy, setting a 2,890 price target for the company's shares with an outperforming rate. MSTR is currently up 2% pre-market. So that's crazy, but not to be, the guy's been accumulating massive amount of crypto, other than I think maybe there's like a couple other institutions that own more than he does. Like I believe Grayscale is like the biggest holder of Bitcoin. This guy is like literally right behind them. So shout out to Michael Saylor. He's been screaming it to the hills. Literally screaming it to the hills. Shazan said, we have 25 people in here and only 15 likes. What is up, guys? Make sure you guys slap those likes. I mean, literally, it takes 1 freaking second to click a damn... Just click it. Click it or get a ticket. What do they say? Click it or ticket. All right, so Consensley's moving forward with the SEC's lawsuit after dropped investigation. So you guys remember yesterday, the SEC announced that they were dropping the Ethereum, all the crap as far as them trying to accuse Ethereum as being a security, right? Well, let's read along because it's not over with. So Consensley will go ahead with this lawsuit against the United States Security and Exchange Commission after a federal agency dropped its probe against the Ethereum developer. The blockchain software company's founder, Joseph Lubin, confirmed to Fox Business journalists on Thursday. So let's see here. Call in news for federal regulators' decision to close its 14th month investigation into Ethereum, a welcome development. The Consensley's co-founder claimed that there has to be a better way to regulate the market than through ambush. We are hopefully let's see here. We are hopeful that the I'm going to try to pronounce this, and antagonism of crypto among some U.S. regulators is starting to wane, and that the national investor protection strategy will evolve from the current guerrilla tactics. So pretty much what this article is saying is that they actually are, because they had a counter lawsuit against the SEC, right, for what they're doing is wrong. They're not dropping their lawsuit. They're going to continue on basically saying, no. Yeah, you're dropping the lawsuit because you know it's wrong. We're not dropping our lawsuit because we know we're right. And it's time for these people to really try to learn a lesson as far as this guerrilla tactic of them trying to attack, whoever they want in crypto, right? And I told you guys that's pretty much what Gary Gensler and his thugs have been doing for the last few years. They've been literally attacking crypto by any means, right? If it's not an exchange, it's a freaking crypto project or whatever the case is, down everything. Any way that they can try to make crypto look bad, they are doing it. So Shazam, I like the pump, bro. I like it. He's literally trying to motivate you guys so you can hit the damn like. And today's video is brought to you by, you guys can see, not only am I drinking tea, but I'm drinking, it's hardcore tea. Hardcore tea. Now this tea, it's by a company called Voodoo. It's a local brewery, and it's actually some good stuff. It's got 8%. Usually the teas are like 4 or 5%. This shit kicks you. I tell you, I open up a can right before we go streaming, right? So now let's jump into some crypto. We've covered pretty much what we're going to cover on the charts. Let's get back to crypto. What is Milady doing around here, guys? No one's asking me about Milady. Let's see. Let's zoom in on Milady. What's going on? I'm honestly asking because I haven't checked on her today. I mean, I've been checking on her, but I haven't really been completely focused. I'm waiting for, if she drops, I'm going to be buying like crazy. Even though right now she's not in a bad spot. She's literally hovering right over this 200-day moving average. You guys can see. Looking good around the 14.8. What is her market cap looking like right now? Around 109 million. So that the 100 million is holding for right now. Like I said, guys, we're in a pivotal spot. I'm going to be honest with you guys. We're in a pivotal spot right now where, Bitcoin is struggling to break, basically above this resistance right here at 66.4. Really struggling right now. And to be honest, I'm telling you guys this. I want to be wrong in a sense, just because I know you guys are some of you guys are emotionally trading, and this is going to hurt you, right? But I want to be completely frank with you guys. I wouldn't be surprised if we continue to move towards the downside a little bit more. The way the markets are looking, what the charts are telling me is that we have more pain ahead of us. For what reason, I do not know. I don't know the root cause of why we are necessarily just continuing to move down, or that we can't break. Whenever we do start moving up, we can't break certain levels. I don't know, but normally when you see the charts doing this, it's usually, I would say 60-70% chance that it's telling us that there's going to be probably a nice move towards the downside. Now, it could be very brief, right? It could be very brief, but I just want to kind of give you that almost like a notification, like, hey, there could be more pain. So buckle up, get ready, right? Right now isn't a bad time, in my opinion, to be accumulating on a lot of projects. Have I been buying in? I have been adding in on certain projects, but it's been small increments. I'm waiting to really see if there's going to be a big dip, because if there's a big dip, I'm still going to have that patience, but that's when I'm going to start activating, where I'm going to get in on some certain plays that we're going to be talking about on our members only stream this weekend. Certain plays that I want to jump in on or jump back in on and get some good positions while we are down, because long term, very bullish on some of these projects, right? MeX said, hold on, let's see here. Old, what's going on, brother? Troy said, and you don't have enough NFK no matter what your wife says, so buy more NFK to the moon. I like that, Troy. So let's jump into DeFi real quick because MiX is saying that that call is running right now. I'll be the judge of that. Let's see. I'll be the judge of that. Let's just pull up call on VVS. Is call running right now? I mean, she did have a nice little run to the upside today. She's up currently right now at 10%, but you can see she has retraced somewhat. So I mean, she definitely doesn't look bad at all. You can see though, she technically is still right now. If you look at these trends, she's doing pretty much the exact same thing that we've been mapping out for the last like 2 months right now, where she goes on these runs. And then it's like she kind of like slowly bleeds out. No Diddy on that one. Goes on runs, and then it's like retracement. Goes on a run, retracement, right? And that's pretty much what we're doing right now. Right now, if she doesn't break above this trend, I'm going to say the same thing's probably going to happen, where we're going to come back down and retest probably 55, maybe come down to 49 right now. You know, I really don't think that right now call is going to do much. Now, who knows? Maybe, I don't know. Maybe you guys do know. Maybe she just got dropped on some kind of an exchange. I feel like the only thing that's going to really move call right now, given that the market right now is in such a bearish kind of a mood, that the only thing that's going to move call is if some kind of news comes out, right? Where they announce, oh, we just got dropped on KuCoin or, you know, another big exchange. Something like that is going to drive call up. Right, but for right now, if nothing like that's happening, I'm gonna go with it's probably looks like it's gonna be something that's been happening for the last few months, right? These little slow move or these quick little move ups, and then it kind of retraces back down to where it's been sitting. So, but I mean, it's not bad to see that at least it's moved up 10%, and it's around that 50 million. Like I said, I wouldn't be surprised tomorrow if we come back and it's back down below 50 million for right now. But long term, I promise, I am very bullish on call. I think they're going to do really well as a meme coin on the Cronos market. Looking at a couple projects, other than that, holy crap, look how bad Ryoshi's doing. Wasn't there somebody in here screaming Ryoshi was going to like 100x? Could have sworn I heard somebody saying that. I don't remember. It was somebody. Somebody in the Discord was like, oh, Ryoshi's going to 100x. I was like, bro, I don't know about that. You need to check your charts, bro. Nah, but looking at Ryoshi, I mean, doesn't look good, right? Doesn't look good. Broke below the $1 million market cap. Liquidity, still not too bad. Kind of just making lower lows and higher lows as it continues to move towards the downside. I will tell you this. I'll give you guys my word that if Ryoshi breaks back down towards the bottom of this fib retracement, that's going to be basically gaining another zero, right? It has to gain another zero, come down towards these levels. I'll jump in and probably grab a few trillion off of Ryoshi, right? I think long term, I really do think that Ryoshi will probably will get back. I don't know about get back up to all-time highs, but I do think that eventually this thing's going to find some kind of a bottom, and you might see a nice little run. So me personally, I probably would jump in if we get down to some of these tempting levels, and it's going to need to gain another zero, which it looks like it's getting close to right now. It does not look far at all. What's going on with NFK? NFK is not looking terrible today. We're up about 13%. You know, unfortunately, Solana, I have to blame it on Solana. Even though we have had internal issues, and not really issues, but we've had some sell-offs in the last few weeks, the last few months, been pretty bumpy for NFK, right? I will say the community has stayed very strong. I'm very proud of everybody that's involved in NFK. We've been pretty strong as far as just trying to keep our heads up. Right now, we are sitting 13% up, like I said. You know, given with the market cap liquidity, yes, we did see sell-offs, but our market cap and our liquidity is tied up 100% through Solana. Solana has dropped down over 20% in the last few days, right? And even more if you really zoom out in the last month. That's a big reason why our liquidity is where it is right now. If Solana was still up at $180, our liquidity would probably be double at where it's at right now, right? Given even with everything that we've seen. So what I'm getting to is that as soon as Solana starts picking back up, you better believe that NFK, without us even having to do much, our numbers are going to start running up. Now, are you taking advantage of this dip right now that we're in? Because we technically are still in that beautiful buy zone right now. And like I keep telling you guys, slow but surely we will start moving up. And I see a lot of people that are just slowly but surely accumulating NFK. And that's all we can do right now. And just, trust the process, right? I did talk to the team, and we are going to be dropping the merch here soon. We're right now, what we're in the middle of is where are we going to drop it, right? If you guys, if you've seen, I can actually, we're most likely going to drop it on the channel, the YouTube channel, to where right under the video right now, if you see, it's going to have all the shirts listed. I know you've seen it on other YouTube channels. You'll be able to literally click the link, even if you're international, and just be able to buy through YouTube. I feel like that's going to be the easiest way versus if we do it manually through the Discord. I feel like if we just do it through YouTube, it's going to be a lot easier. So we're in the mix of finalizing all that, getting the logos and everything taken care of. And we're trying to figure out, I think the biggest thing is that us being able to provide the merch cheapest as possible, right? And I don't mean quality cheap, but I mean cheapest as far as like, how much the shirts are going to be, how much the sweatshirts are going to be, how much the hats are going to be, all that stuff. We want to make sure that, we have good quality, but we're not paying $50 for a shirt, right? Because I wouldn't even want to do that. I would be like, if it was like $50, I'd be like, nope, we're good, right? No need for a shirt to be that much. So that's pretty much what we're trying to figure out as far as what the prices are going to be, the best quality, and where we're going to be able to drop the merch. But it's looking, to me, I feel more comfortable dropping it on the YouTube. I just feel like it'll be a lot easier to buy. But Troy said Amazon. I mean, we could drop it on Amazon as well. We definitely could. Troy said NFK is going to 200x. I mean, we already, if you really think about the last run that we had, I didn't map it out, but we were up like thousands of percent. Literally thousands of percent. So we already over 200x on our last run. Imagine what the next run's going to do. That's why I keep telling you guys, the only thing we can do is really just take advantage of the dips and just keep accumulating. And that's not just for NFK, but for any freaking project that you're bullish on right now. So they said spot on. Troy needs to be sold on Amazon. RC said, how much to be a whale? Bro, I don't know. Shazan, if you'll listen, it'll be worldwide no matter what, even if it's on YouTube. And that's why another thing too is I think that'll save on the shipping. If we go through like an American distributor, we were hearing some things where it was going to be like $20, $30 in freaking shipping for shirts, like over to the UK. When I found that up, I was like, nope, that's too much. You know what I'm saying? So I think if we can do it through YouTube, we might be able to save the cost on shipping. If Amazon is cheaper and I'm able to just put it on Amazon and it can be cheaper as far as shipping, then we'll go ahead with it. Whatever we can do to provide the best quality and the cheapest prices for the merch, that's what we're going to go to. And that's why it's taken the last week. We're trying to figure out exactly where and what we can do that's going to be the best for the community. So we definitely will, like I said, in the next few days, we're going to we'll figure it all out, and I'm going to basically announce it to everybody. So everybody's shooting for that Amazon. All right, everybody's got Amazon Prime, I see. So everybody's trying to get that free shipping. Hey, that's a good idea. That's a good idea. Let me see what I'm going to call Jeff Bezos later on. Let him know what's going on. I got the hook up with him, so cuz he was supposed to take me in his we're supposed to be going to space here soon. So, and I'm going to live stream that, guys. When I do go up into space, I'm going to be the first YouTuber that's going to talk charts and crypto while I am in Uranus. That sounds so like no diddy on that one, bro. Every time someone says that, I'm like, bruh. Like, just say Mars, all right? Just say Mars. No need to say all that. No need to say any of that, guys. But yeah, guys, like I said, main thing I want to get across today is I want you guys to just honestly understand that me personally, my opinion for the market is that I honestly truly think that we have a move towards the downside that we haven't seen yet for right now. I think it, and if and when it happens, I think it's going to be a naturally good thing that we need to see. We need to see the market honestly drop down to like 59,000 again. I think that would be a good move, and I think it'll basically motivate a lot of buyers to come into the market. Now, Bitcoin drops down to 59,000, alts are going to get decimated, right? But you guys know we'll recover fast, and like I keep telling you guys, take advantage of those dips. If we get blessed with a dip like that, man, and you're just sitting there watching it, crying about your portfolio, and you have money and you're not buying in, I don't know what you're doing in crypto. I really don't know what you're doing in crypto. Look at this right here. Scam buster. I'm bearish on ladies. Nobody gives a beep about me ladies other than the dumb people enough to buy it. You guys want me to... I don't know who this is, but I guarantee... You see all that emotion that's in that comment right there? He probably bought in high, sold loss, and now he sold low, took a loss, and now he's basically making it a point to try to scam and sabotage the project. Have you not noticed that people, they do stuff like that? If you hear anybody other than maybe on DeFi, if like someone gets rug pulled, then that's a whole nother thing. But like something like this, a project that has over $100 million, when you hear this, like it's a scam, they obviously they bought in at the wrong time and sold, and they're upset, right? So now they're like, it's a personal matter now. That they're going to be attacking Milady or whatever project it is. So let's check out this comment. Said something about smog. I was thinking Mog. What is Mog doing? I know Mog's not doing too good. If no one comes in here and asks me about Mog, it's usually an indicator that it's not doing too good. It's not doing terrible. It's sitting above the 618. What about, it just hit me, what about Book of Meme? Look at that. Where is, I had a Book of Meme chart. No. I freaking had a Book of Meme chart somewhere. I don't remember where the hell I put it. There it is. No one's been bringing up Book of Meme either. They're not doing the best. You can see that they're down. This right here should just give you hopium on Milady, guys. I mean, look at this chart. Book of Meme was supposed to be this enormous project, which still technically can be. But look, they had this beautiful run, which you want to call a scam. They found out that this run, a lot of people that were in Binance, that worked for Binance, was able to cash out on this big run, given that they knew that Binance was going to drop Book of Meme on their exchange, and they sold off millions of dollars, right? And you didn't hear anything else about that story other than that. But you want to talk about scam? That right there was not a scam in the project, but that was a move right there. That's some shady stuff. But since then, the project hasn't really been able to recover, and you can see that it's really just been hovering in between the 618 and the 786. So, telling you, still have a lot of hope for Milady. Shazan said, all the Diddy on that. You can do both, Gina said, for merch. That's what I'm thinking. Like I said, bro, any way we can get the merch out there for best quality and as cheap as possible, we're definitely going to do it. We're definitely going to do it. So Art said buy high and sell low as always. That's what they do, but not us, right? You better not be doing that, Art. You better not be doing that. Just checking on fetch. 161. I was screaming, fetch right here at a dollar. When it dropped down to this like $1.10, we were live and I was like, this isn't a bad buy right here. I didn't buy in myself because I was like, I want it cheaper, right? Because we've been covering fetch over a year now on the channel, right? I was screaming buy fetch when it was at like 15 cents. I was buying fetch way back here when it was at like 15 cents. I ended up selling and I didn't catch the high, but I'm not buying back in at $1 or $1.60. I'm waiting to see if this thing drops anything sub $1. I'd probably be buying in on fetch. Fetch is probably the bigger, if not the biggest AI project that's in crypto. Shazan said check on Mog. I just had Mog up. Now I feel like you're trolling. We just had Mog up, bruh. So, I mean, Mog, like I said, it's been beat down along with, everything else. It did look like it was breaking out of this trend, but you can see it kind of has fallen back into the trend, staying above the 618 at around that 76 level. It's staying above it right now, obviously at around 82. So, I mean, not much to say about Mog other than any other project, right? It's been beat down right now. If you're long term, probably not a bad time to be accumulating. Particularly, if I was particularly looking to jump in on this project, this support level that I have right here at the 61, that would be my buy zone. That would be my buy zone. I was calling it back here when Mog was back here. I said this was pretty much a good buy zone as far as where it's been consolidating, and look what it did, right? So I personally would wait, have patience. Anything under the 62. Basically, anything under that 62 would be a good buy, right? And then obviously hoping to find that support at around the 45 where we previously found a lot of support for Mog. But long term, if you're bullish on Mog, I think you're getting close to those levels that are some good dollar cost averaging in. But if everything plays out like I said, and Bitcoin possibly does have a nice little breakdown. Possibly, even if it doesn't break down to maybe 59,000, right? And we see maybe even just a breakdown slowly but surely. I don't think it's going to be just like we wake up tomorrow and it's down to 60K. I think it's going to be one of these slow, bleeding, coming down kind of retracement moves where we could come down and find some support somewhere around the 61,006, somewhere around there. That would still keep Bitcoin very, very bearish, guys, because if you zoom out, the 61 is all the way up here. Look where we were just at just a few months back towards the beginning of this year. Bitcoin is still holding relatively very strong, even though if you look and you're zoomed in at the charts for the last 2 weeks, it looks terrible. But when you zoom out and you really get a gist of where we were at and where we came from and where we're at right now, we're still holding very, very strong. We really are, for Bitcoin particularly. A lot of the alts we've already covered it. The alts really did take a lot harder of a hit. No diddy, as far as them breaking down towards their 200-day moving average. Bitcoin, for it to come down to this 200-day, it would need to come down towards the 57,000. So you can see the difference between a lot of the alts and what Bitcoin's doing for right now. So he said I was asleep. How are you asleep? You were just 5 minutes ago telling everybody to hit the like. What, do you fall asleep and then wake up every 5 minutes? The hell was that? Something loud just happened outside. Well, listen, guys, that's pretty much all we're going to cover for today. That's pretty much it. Short video or short stream today. But the main thing I want to get across to you guys, hear me out. Understand that if we do see more pain, it's going to be short term, even if it's for the next month. Telling you guys, take advantage of it. Don't be scared. This is how people make money in the market, is by having patience and eating up these dips. And then next time your portfolio is in the green, do me this favor and take some profits. All right? Take some profits. Remember, we had that whole friggin' stream 3 days ago about greed. You guys need to get that out of your head, right? Stop thinking that when you're in the green and if you sell, it's going to continue to move up. That's greed. All right? Get it out of your head. Remember what we're here to do. We're here to make money. So whenever you have the chance to make money, take it. I'm not saying do bad things for it, but I'm saying in crypto, if your portfolio is in the green, take the profits, have patience. You're going to have plenty of opportunities for you to get into other plays, right? But in order for you to get into other plays, you're going to need to make money so you can make that, take that money and put it into another position and do the same thing over and over. That's what the smart people do in crypto, all right? The dumb people, and I'm not calling anyone dumb, I'm just saying that the beginners, the people that aren't making any money are the people that are buying in on projects and running them up and then running them down and then crying to their moms, right? You guys aren't going to be that. So like I said, we have a little bit more pain ahead of us. We'll be perfectly fine. We'll be perfectly fine. Does buying NFK still go? Hold on. Does buying NFT still go into the liquidity for NFK? Don't buy any more NFTs. You can buy them, but I wouldn't buy any more. For right now, we're about to come out with a whole new line of NFTs. So we shut down that NFTs. You can still buy those. They're still, all of us own the NFTs. They're still worth money. But I'm saying moving forward, don't even buy any more of those NFTs. We're going to get a whole new line of NFTs. So don't even, We're going to do a new collection of NFTs for No FUD Koala, and it's going to be a very limited selection. The last line that we had 10,000 NFTs. The next one's going to probably have like roughly 1,000. So it's going to be literally like 1/10. So they're going to be worth a lot more too. Gene said, do you think Call can hit $1 billion market cap? I do think it. I think it could. It's gonna need to have, a lot of things going in its way as far as like DeFi season is gonna need to hit heavy. They're gonna need to definitely get on some other major exchanges, and just keep building. And I do think that they could get to $1 billion. I really do. I really do think. Gina said, how much will go into liquidity from merch? 100%. 100%. Other than obviously what we have to pay for the shirts. But any like profit wise, 100% is going to go in to the liquidity, and we'll I'll keep you guys up to date on what we've sold and what's going into liquidity, so you guys can kind of map it out and see, and you guys can look up your charts as we do it. You can always look up, and whenever I do add liquidity, it'll pop up down here just like whenever we do a buy, you'll see add, right? It won't say like I bought anything, it'll just say I added to the project. So, but I'll announce that obviously when we get everything up and running. We did the same thing for the NFTs whenever we were doing that. So, but other than that, guys, thank you guys so much. I hope you guys have a great day today. I think we'll bring more exposure to the project. Hell yeah. We're all going to be rocking freaking No FUD Koala everywhere we go, right? I'm just excited to be out at the beach with a tank top. I'm going to be out there. Hold on. I'm going to be out there with the guns out. Camera's not showing. I'm going to be out there with the guns out, and have a little koala. No FUD. Everything. Be like, where'd you get that from? Be like, send them the link. This is where you got to buy it from, and buy some NFK while you're there too. So, Art said, you said another hour, bro. Bro, listen, tomorrow's Friday. We're normally here for 2 hours, but tonight, before the sun goes down where I'm at, I have to go out and do something. So I have to go out there while the sun's still out. So, and you know what? Today, it's not even that I could care less as far as getting out there. I could do that on another day. There's nothing really other going on the markets. There's nothing really going on. It's just one of those days. It's one of those weeks where it's just like, one of those weeks where it's just like the same crap. We're kind of like, are we doing something? That's why bro, listen, if we see the markets, and I don't want to say crash, But if we see the markets drop down like crazy, watch how much it's just going to bring so much more people into the market. It's going to bring that excitement back up because people are going to be buying in at cheap prices, and watch us start running after we see that big dip. So, but I'm going to leave it there, guys. I thank you guys so much for coming in today. Make sure you guys slap that like on the way out. And if you're watching this after the fact, make sure you guys hit that subscribe. We have a members only stream coming out this Saturday, which is in 2 days from now. We're going to be covering the plays that I have coming up. So stay tuned. We're going to be some good plays here. So, all right, guys. Thank you so much. Have a wonderful night, guys. And I'll see you guys tomorrow.